and gentlemen, and welcome to Fort Lee for tonight's matchup in the Big North Conference between the visiting Northern Valley Old Japan Golden Knights and your Fort Lee Bridgemen. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the play of our national anthem. Thank you. And now for tonight's starting lineups, first for the visiting Golden Knights. Starting at junior guard number 1, Aiden Healy. Senior guard number 2, Frankie Derkol. Senior guard number 3, Drew Meyer. Junior guard number 10, Josh Lynn. And at center, senior number 13, Ryan Blue. Head coach, Frank Ferraro. And now, the starting lineup for your Fort Lee Bridgemen. At forward, a 6'4" senior number 5, Greg Garcia. At guard, a 5'9" sophomore number 10, Devin Jay. At guard, a 5'11" junior number 11, Isaiah Stay. A 5'11" junior guard number 31, Ben Ogadegbe. And for the Bridgemen, starting at forward, a 6'3" senior number 44, Rafi Gakian. The starting lineup for your Fort Lee Bridgemen. The head coach in his 4th season is Adam Schrager.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside East Gymnasium in Fort Lee for tonight's matchup between the Old Tappan Golden Knights 1-1 on the season and your Fort Lee Bridgemen 1-2 so far in this brand new season. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by Dimitri Nanis. So glad that you could join us here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Last time that these two sides met, January 18, 2020, here at East Gymnasium, Old Tappan, a 66-65 victor that evening. As we will get to the start of play, Old Tappan in their blue and gold, in the white and orange and black. It's the Bridgemen of Fort Lee, and the opening tip is taken and won by Old Tappan. Old Tappan coming in off a victory 60-32 over Fairlawn in their last contest. They dropped their opening game of the season at home against Ridgewood. Fort Lee had a tough one their last time out earlier this week on Tuesday, losing a 5-point game here at home against Mawa. And a feed inside, and eventually the finish by Ryan Wu. Wu, the senior center, getting the 2 points to give Old Tappan an early 2-0 lead. 30 seconds gone by here in the first. That was a bobbles exchange between Jang and Isaiah Stang, and it leads to a turnover. The starters for Fort Lee tonight, Greg Garcia, Devin Jang, Isaiah Stang, Bem Ogadegbe, and Rafi Gakian. Working around, Haney getting the ball back as they work around the perimeter. Haney with 10 points in their last game. He's number 1. Second leading scorer on this team behind Frank Derricole, who's number 2 lurking on the near baseline. Fort Lee in a zone look here. Here's Derricole, erupted for 18 points in their win against the Cutters of Fairlawn in their last game coming back on December 19th. They are well rested coming into today's game. Worked around the perimeter, Derricole in the near side, getting around Garcia, stripped from behind, turnover forced by the Bridgemen. Here comes Fort Lee the other way with Isaiah Stang, the leading scorer with 13 points per game this year. Gave it off, but a bunny missed inside there by Garcia. That's one he'll want back. He had an uncontested layup the other end. Another turnover forced by the Fort Lee defense. That's something they did aplenty, especially in that first half of their last game against Mahwah. Gakian, high arcing three, drains. That one from the near side corner. Gakian knocks down the triple. First 3 points of the night here for Fort Lee. They take their first lead at 3-2. Derricole handing it off now to Wu, top side. Stripped and a reach-in foul will be charged against Fort Lee, our first foul of the evening with 5:57 left to go in our first quarter of play. That foul will go against Gakian, his first, team's first. Gakian fouled out late in the fourth quarter against Mahwah. Good contested opportunity down low. Rebound again by Garcia. Here's in the open floor. Gakian with the cut to the rim. He's got all 5 of Fort Lee's first 5 points of the night. And it's 5 straight points for the Bridgemen. They lead 5-2. Great transition basket. And again, the drop-off pass not on the mark. That's going to lead to a turnover. Here comes Fort Lee in the open floor. Stang getting it up top to Ogadegbe. Back in the kick-out corner to the far side. Stang up and under. Reverses it to Jang. Down low, and an offensive foul whistled against Garcia. Tried a little too physical a move in the post there. As Oltapan was anticipating that one and drew the charge against Garcia. That's going to be his first, team second here of the first quarter of play. With 5:17 left to go in our first quarter. 5-2, the lead for Fort Lee. 5 unanswered points as the Bridgemen trying to win at home for the first time this season. Lost 50-45 after leading for the majority of the game against Mahwah on Tuesday. Also lost in their season opener on the road against Riverdale. And then blew out Harrison on the road for their lone win of the season. Trying to work inside the give and go on the baseline. Oltapan bottled up again as Ilan Barnea turns it over. Here's Stang in the open floor. Up and under, tries the Euro step, just can't finish with a left-hand layup. Rebounded instead by the Golden Knights. Here comes Oltapan in the open floor. Trying to get it down low again. The offense all out of sorts recently. Here's a three-point attempt. No good from the near side, but it's going to be a foul whistled underneath, away from the ball. And is that going to be going against Gakian? If so, that's going to be his second personal foul with still 4:26 left to go in our first quarter. It will be whistled against Gakian, so foul's a concern again for the senior big man. He's got all 5 of Fort Lee's points, but now 2 fouls as well. Coming around, here's a long-range 3, in and out. Unlucky there for Josh Lim. Rebounded by Garcia again. He's the leading rebounder for this Bridgeman offense. Ogadegbe stopped with his penetration. Kicks out to Jang. Jang is known as a three-point shooter. Pulls up from around the foul line. But there's going to be a foul whistled underneath this time against Oltapan as Garcia was trying to crash the offensive glass. That'll be the first personal foul against Ryan Wu. First foul on Oltapan as well. As we're coming up on the midway point of the first quarter, still a 5-2 lead for Fort Lee. So glad you could join us here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Second home game of the season and last game before Christmas here for Fort Lee before they will be hosting their holiday tournament, the Jack Riley tournament, right after Christmas, starting on December 27th. Ogadegbe from distance pulls up, Hits the front iron, rebounded inside by Wu. Old Tappan will slow it down as Drew Meyer will bring it past the timeline. Play a game of catch with Derek Cole. Good positional defense right now, especially on the perimeter for Fort Lee. Force-fed pass inside, deflected again, and another steal for the Bridgemen. A very sloppy start to this game for Old Tappan. Here's Stang, wide open for three, no good. Stang knocked down 3 triples in the loss on Tuesday against Mawa. Here's Wu. From up top, feed to Meyer inside. Meyer gives the no-look pass. Contended, Haney follows his own miss, draws the contact. And for his hard work, Aiden Haney will head to the foul line, shooting a pair. Already, that's going to be 4 team fouls here in the first quarter against Fort Lee with 2:49 remaining in the first. That foul going against Xavier Martinez. Haney rattles in the first foul shot. Haney had 10 points in the win against Fairlawn, 15 points in the losing effort in their season opener against Ridgewood. They began the year with 2 straight games at home at Old Tappan. Now their first true road game of the season as Haney swishes home both to finally get Old Tappan back on the board. They now trail 5-4. Ogadegbe. Nice take to the rim and kisses it high off the glass and in. Ogadegbe now with 2 points in the game, 7-4 lead for Fort Lee. 2:25 and counting left to go in our opening quarter of action. Wu handing off Derek Cole from deep. He got it. Frankie Derek Cole, who leads Old Tappan with 13.5 points on the season per game, now has his first made 3 to tie the score up at 7-all. Ogadegbe off the dribble, pulls up and around the foul line. That's silky smooth. Back-to-back buckets for Bem. He's got 4 points in the game. 9-7 lead for Fort Lee. To the near side cutting, and that time that entry pass was kicked as Josh Lim was trying to fit it in a tight window down to the baseline for a teammate. So 2 Bridgemen have scored in this game. Rafi Gakian, 5 points early, but he's now saddled with 2 personal fouls. And Bem Ogadegbe with back-to-back buckets for the Bridgemen to stake Fort Lee out to a 9-7 lead. Haney over to the near side to Evan Brooks, who's come into the game off the Old Tappan bench. Here's Haney, hard contest to the rim. He's denied as that one went wide of the rim. Stang in transition to Jang for 3. That was an air ball, a rare miss from 3. Now the open floor, and there's good tie-up. Active hands. Possession arrow will keep possession here for Old Tappan, but a good tie-up nonetheless done by the Fort Lee defense. 1:19 remaining here in the first quarter, 9-7, the lead for the Bridgemen. So they changed the call, and they're now giving possession to Fort Lee. I don't know if there was a violation of some sort, but they do change it, so the possession goes back to Fort Lee. Step back 3 attempt. It's good! Knocking it down, Isaiah Stang. Stang's first made 3-pointer of the game. It's now the largest lead of the first quarter at 12-7 for Fort Lee with under a minute left to go here in the first. Stang again, fans, had 3 triples in the last game on Tuesday. Derek Cole curling around and left it up in the air, but on his way up was fouled in the act of shooting. So that will send Frankie Derek Cole to the line for a pair. So Fort Lee has knocked down a pair of 3-pointers so far in this first quarter, courtesy of Rafi Gakian And just moments ago, Isaiah Stang tickling the twine from deep. Derek Cole knocks down his first foul shot opportunity. Had 9 points in the season opener against Ridgewood, but again, doubled up that advantage with 18 points against Fairlawn in their win. As Derek Cole now goes 2 for 2 at the line, has 5 points to lead the way for Old Tappan here in the first quarter. 12-9 the lead for Fort Lee. Stang, good pump fake, got his defender in the air. Here's Jang, now to Ogadegbe. Ogadegbe trying to curl his way in the air to get the pass away. Good patience by Stang. This is deep range, and that time just missed it. Opportunity for the breakout, but Brooks thinking better of it here for Old Tappan. To the far side was Lim, now back to Brooks. Into the hands of Derek Cole. Derek Cole with 5 of Old Tappan's 9 points here in the first quarter. Coming up on 5 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Old Tappan has to get a shot off in time here. Great defense by Fort Lee, and they will not allow any shot opportunity to finish off that first quarter in style defensively. Outstanding defense by the Bridgemen, forcing countless number of turnovers and holding the Golden Knights offense to only 9 points in that break. So at the end of one, it's Fort Lee 12, Northern Valley Old Tappan 9. Stick around as we'll be back for the start of the second quarter here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back inside East Gymnasium. It's cold outside, nice and warm in here, and certainly with Fort Lee starting to find success from downtown, that's going to be heating things up even more so for the Bridgemen, who take a 12-9 advantage with them into the start of this second quarter of play. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by my producer, Dimitri Nanis. So glad that you could once again join us here for Fort Lee boys basketball action on YouTube as they welcome in the Old Tappan Golden Knights here tonight. Old Tappan has won their last 2 meetings here at Fort Lee, dating back to 2019 and 2020. When they swept both meetings in that season, the first meeting coming in the Jack Riley Holiday Tournament just after Christmas time. Fort Lee trying to bounce back after a tough, hard-fought loss against Mahwah when the Bridgemen led late in that game by 3, but then saw Mahwah score the final 8 points in the game to win by 5. Give and go inside, anticipated and intercepted by Stang. Here comes Stang. He was waiting for the contact. He initiated, and with that, draws the offensive foul of his own. That's the second time Old Tappan has done a nice job of using that aggression against Fort Lee, as that's his second charge call against a Bridgeman player. So Coach Schrager having some words with the officials. I think the officials don't like the barking that Coach Schrager had just been doing. They're trying to settle him down before potentially administering a technical foul. And there's the technical foul. As I said, they were giving him an opportunity to calm down, but then some choice words at the very end will mean that Coach Schrager is going to have to sit now after being given the technical. Again, it was just a case of before that inbounds, I think he was trying to get a sub into the game for Fort Lee, and play kept on going. He was adamant in his disapproval of play being started. The referees came over to calm him down, give him some time to relax, and then again, choice words. And the referees are not going to have that, certainly this year, after having empty gyms a season ago when you could hear everything. And Frankie Derek Cole makes Coach Schrager and Fort Lee pay with 2 foul shots knocked down. Derek Cole is 4 for 4 at the foul line in this game. He also has a game-high 7 points Another turnover here against Oltapan, and that will give the possession back to Fort Lee, holding on to a slim 12-11 advantage as we're just underway here at the start of the second quarter of play. Both teams looking for what would be win number 2 in this early start to the season. Nice give and go, and Garcia again left a layup short on the right side. He's trying to follow up his own miss. Last touch off of Garcia, out of bounds. Again, that is now twice so far in this first half that Garcia's had easy layups. That was often a beautiful potential assist by Ogadegbe. Those were the layups that Garcia was making aplenty in the first half against Mawa. And now it's going to be a moving pick inside, whistled against Oltapan, and a foul, only the second foul of this first half against Oltapan. That'll be the second personal foul against Ryan Wu, the senior center for Oltapan, so he has both of the Golden Knights fouls in this first half. 12-11, the lead now for Ogadegbe and Fort Lee. Oltapan was trying to say that he shuffled his feet, but got that ball tipped away from him. There's Garcia. Of course, he makes the tough one. Went up and under and makes amends after missing the last layup attempt. That was high on the difficulty scale, but Garcia made it look easy. 14-11 now, the lead for Fort Lee. Derricole on the baseline to Haney. Good ball movement. Good help defense there by the Bridgman of recovering each and every time. Wu looking for an outlet, finds Derricole. Back to Wu. In this near side corner, lurking is Lim. Have not been able to get it to him, though. Here's Josh Lim, the junior. Bouncing it inside to Mayer, and Mayer with a nice touch there in the paint with a turnaround short jumper to connect on his first 2 points of the evening. 14-13 now, the lead for Fort Lee. They've led by as many as 5 in this first half. Jang trying to take Mayer off the dribble. On the baseline to Garcia. Spins into the double team. Out up top to Jang. Jang thought about the 3 and gives it over now to Jamal Tinsley. Ogadegbe spinning it. Out to Tinsley. Tinsley for 3. Too strong. Garcia tried to fight for that loose ball. Last touch off of Mayer, out of bounds. So it'll be possession staying with Fort Lee. With 5:08 remaining here in the first half, Fort Lee still holding on to a slim 1-point lead at 14-13. Jang, quick fire. And that time again, another air ball. Jang just not getting enough elevation on his shot so far in this first half. Mayer getting it over to Haney. The junior Haney nearly threw that one away. Mayer now with a floater. No good. What a rebound inside by Frankie Derricole, the 5'11 senior, out jumping all the bigs inside. He now has 9 points here in this first half. Oltapan retaking the lead now at 15-14. Wild pass saved by Jang. Jang, he'll have the floater. That time betrayed by the back iron. Rebound by Haney in the open floor. Give and go to the far side. And that time in the act of shooting, Josh Lim gets fouled. Had an opportunity for an easy shot potentially just going up with it, but he took an extra dribble, but was bailed out with the foul that came against Fort Lee. So Lim will head to the line shooting 2. 8th team foul against Fort Lee, as that foul will go against Bem Ogadegbe, his first. As Lim will misfire on the first foul shot attempt. Before that miss, Oltapan had been 6 for 6 in their first 6 foul shot opportunities of the game. Second foul shot upcoming for Josh Lim. And he goes in and out that time as well. So Lim missing a pair at the foul line. It remains a 15-14 lead for Oltapan. Ogadegbe a little razzle-dazzle in between the legs. Getting it back from Martinez. Now to Martinez in the corner, high arcing 3. Nothing but net there for Xavier Martinez. The third three-pointer of the half for Fort Lee. Oltapan tried an immediate response but could not get it to fall, as that will go out of bounds. So Martinez knocking down the triple to give Fort Lee the lead back at 17-15. Martinez came off the bench after Gakian picked up 2 quick fouls. Gakian now back in the game here. But Schrager playing with fire a little bit, hoping his big man doesn't pick up a 3rd foul. There's a turnover and an easy layup the other way for Josh Lim. His first 2 points of the night. 17 all now with 3:35 and counting left to go in the first half. Garcia over to Ogadegbe to the near side. Now Garcia, the lefty dribble. They're trying to draw another offensive foul. This time the referees let them play, and Garcia makes Oltapan pay. 4 points in the half now for Greg Garcia. Haney right down the middle with a Euro step, and he draws the contact. Aiden Haney, well built at 5'11", the junior. He has not been shy about going up and contesting even against taller players inside. And that time it's going to be a foul whistled against Garcia. And for Fort Lee's Garcia, that will be his 2nd personal foul as well. So he and Gakian each with 2 fouls apiece in the first half. Haney swishes home that first foul shot attempt. He now has 3 points in this first half. 19-18 the lead for Fort Lee. As Haney knocks down all of his foul shots, all 4 of his points have come at the foul line. 19-19. Ogadegbe. And again, an offensive foul whistled against an over-aggressive drive to the hoop by a Fort Lee player. That is the 3rd charge taken by an Oltapan defender so far in this first half. And now Ogadegbe joins the ranks of Garcia and Gakian with 2 fouls apiece in this half. So again, those players have to be careful here, and now it's going to be a foul whistled. And if this is against Gakian, here's that trouble. There's that chance that Coach Schrager was taking. And it is the 3rd personal foul against Gakian, still with 2:44 remaining in the second quarter. And it's double bonus time now, as it's going to be 2 shots the rest of the half for Oltapan. As Jack Smalls, number 41, nothing small about number 41, heading to the line, short on his first foul shot attempt. So Gakian was tempting the fates and picks up a foul off ball underneath. He now has 3. He fouled out of the last game as well for Fort Lee. And Smalls misses a pair. Remains tied at 19 all. So Fort Lee going small now in their lineup with Garcia and Gakian each out of the game. Jang was trying to drive with it but got caught up in the air in no man's land. Derek Cole now going down with it the other way. He's got a game-high 9 points. Here's a shot missing well wide of the rim on it was Evan Brooks. Rebounded instead by Fort Lee. 2:15 and counting now left to go in the half. Martinez trying to get on the baseline around Smalls. Jang. Shot has not been falling from deep in this game for number 10. Jang dribbling. Ogadegbe from distance. Bem missing, but nice carom out. Tinsley tries to follow up, and he does! The 2nd effort. Based on the offensive rebound out to Jang, and Jamal Tinsley knocks down the 3. Fort Lee back on top by 3, 22-19. Trying to respond immediately was Lim, but then there's going to be a foul over the back inside against Oltapan. And there's the technical foul that's going to be charged against the Golden Knights. We knew that was going to be coming with the way that number 41, Jack Small, slammed the basketball down to the hardwood after getting called for the over-the-back call. The referee right there to make that call. That's something that, again, these players, you can't get away with. Just like the technical foul that was called against Coach Schrager of Fort Lee. They're not going to give that leeway. These are the usual rules that you have to abide by. So Jang knocks down the first foul shot. He's trying to make Oltapan pay for that technical foul. He's already knocked down 2 in a row to get his first points of the game. So the technical foul went against Smalls after slamming the basketball in frustration after getting called for the over-the-back foul. Now one of the officials just sorting things out at the scores table to see who gets administered the fouls and technicals, and where we stand right now, it's Fort Lee enjoying a 24-19 advantage. Here in the second quarter with 1:37 left to go. So everything's been sorted out with the official books for both teams. Jang cashing in with those 2 foul shots. Ogadegbe and the offense trying to take a lead into halftime yet again, as they've done for the last 3 games. Here's Isaiah Stang. Good hesitation dribble. Draws the defense over to Ogadegbe, tries to cut his way home, and it's going to be a blocking foul whistled on the floor against Tappan. I don't know if they're going to count the bucket. They're going to say no basket for Ogadegbe instead, just a simple blocking foul. That'll be the 15th foul against Tappan. So a couple more would send Fort Lee into the single bonus. Stang across the middle, and there's another blocking call. Is this time it going to count? Back-to-back blocking calls, so Tappan, they've drawn 3 fouls, and now back-to-back blocking fouls against them, trying to draw another charge, and they're going to count the basket. So a chance for a 3-point play here for Stang, and he does just that. Give him 6 points now in the half. After the main basket and the ensuing foul shot, Fort Lee going on a run here just before halftime. They've taken their largest lead of the night at 27-19. After Isaiah Stang's traditional 3-point play. So the basketball gods give it, and then they take it away again with those hustle plays with the charges drawn by Tappan in the first 3 opportunities of this game when it's been bang-bang. The referees awarding charges against Fort Lee, but credit to the likes of Ogadegbe and Stang. They're still remaining aggressive in their takes to the rim. They're not going to be prevented from going to the rim because of being overly cautious because of all those charges taken early in this game. So Stang now with 6 points. Gakian with 5 points. He got the first 5 points of this game for Fort Lee, but has been saddled with foul difficulties. Now Tappan trying to stop the bleeding here just before halftime. Evan Brooks, watched by Tinsley. Kick out in the corner, down low to Haney. Haney contorts the body, misses, fouls his own miss, misses again. This time the rebound taken in by Jang again. Fort Lee playing with a small lineup. Their 2 bigs out of this game with foul difficulty right now. Haney has been adept at posting up down low, but has missed some of the easy buckets as well. All 4 of his points have come at the foul line after ensuing misses. 35 seconds left to go in the half. Ogadegbe being told by Coach Schrager, 1 final shot of the half for Fort Lee. They want to burn out the remainder of this time. Ogadegbe on the baseline. 20 seconds left to go. Coach Ferraro, head coach for Tappan, looking at the official, wondering where the 5-second call was. Thought that his defender had done enough guarding Ogadegbe. 7 seconds left to go in the half. Ogadegbe lulling the defender to sleep, knocks down the triple. 1 second left to go in the half. That 3 off the mark, and Fort Lee explodes late in the second quarter to take a commanding 11-point lead with them into halftime. As Bem Ogadegbe went back and forth with it, dribbled for about 30 seconds to make sure that it was just going to be one final possession and one final shot of the quarter for Fort Lee, and that razzle-dazzle play knocked down the 3-pointer as Fort Lee once again doing what they do best, which is knock down 3-point shots. They connected on 5 made three-pointers in the first half, and once again will take a 30-19 lead into halftime. Stick around as we'll be back with all the action to start the second half of play. You're watching Fort Lee Boys Basketball here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back inside East Gymnasium here at Fort Lee, where we're moments away from the resumption of play in the start of the second half. Fort Lee leading Old Tappan by a score of 30-19, outscoring the Golden Knights 12-9 after one, and then 18-10 in that second quarter. They really got sparked near the end of that quarter and finished off a strong second quarter of play at that. Fort Lee 1-2 on the season, trying to get to 500 before Christmas, while Old Tappan trying to get above 500 for the first time this season. They are 1-1 coming in off a win against Fairlawn last time out on December 19th. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by Dimitri Nana. So glad that you could once again join us and support these great student athletes from both fine institutions on our Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel, the home for the winter sports season here from East Gymnasium. Will be your home for the boys and girls basketball seasons as well as the home wrestling matches. First half leader for Fort Lee was Bem Ogadegbe, 7 points. He has the ball right now. Had that late shot, a three-pointer just before halftime. Ogadegbe spinning his defender. Staying with him, though, the whole time was Lim. Good defense. Gakian going to Ogadegbe, backdoor, and leads to the nice layup inside. So Ogadegbe with the last 5 consecutive points in this game for Fort Lee, and now the largest lead of the night, 32-19 for the Bridgemen. Ogadegbe with a Bridgeman high 9 points. That was a skyscraper of a shot attempt there by Lim, nearly hitting the ceiling. Wins back the possession, though, for Old Tappan. And some contact, and Derek Cole was looking incredulously why there wasn't a call made. Instead, it was non-contact foul, and now it's going to be an opportunity here for Old Tappan to have to play some defense, and it looks like it might be a bench warning going against one of the assistant coaches who is getting very vocal with the officials, and this is a veteran officiating crew. These two referees, they are not taking anything from any of these players and coaches. We've seen 2 technical fouls assessed in the first half, and right away a warning in the second half. Gakian lost the handle on his way up to the rim, and that time unlucky there for Aiden Haney, number 1 for Old Tappan. He had the loose ball in his clutches, but also stepped on the baseline in the process. So possession will go back to Fort Lee. Right in front of us in the broadcast area, Isaiah Stang inbounding it to Gakian, who hands it over to Ogadegbe. Ogadegbe, he's become that offensive leader in this game. Back to Ogadegbe for 3. Front rims it, no good. Over the back foul, whistled against Fort Lee. And will that go against Garcia? It will be, and that will be the senior center's 3rd personal foul. So he and Gakian now playing in foul difficulty, 3 fouls apiece. That has been the only downside right now this night for Fort Lee. They lead 32-19, but there is some foul problems awaiting the Bridgemen with plenty of time remaining in this game. First foul of the second half against Fort Lee. And out of control to the near side, just keeping it in play, though, was Lim. Derek Cole getting it to Haney, now to Lim on the far side. Lim with a right-hand power dribble, denied inside, but the putback is good by Ryan Wu. His first point since the opening basket of the game for Wu. He's got 4 in the game. Ogadegbe draws the blocking foul, as Wu was trying to draw what would have been the 3rd personal foul against Ogadegbe in the game. Again, this is what we've seen. It comes and goes. Old Tappan draws charges, but also gets whistled for blocking fouls, too. It's part of the game. You don't want to say that they're flopping, but they certainly know they're not shot blockers on the floor. They will use positional defense to win those turnovers. Anticipating the pass, it's Wu the other way, and he'll sky up for the easy finger roll finish. And a quick timeout taken by Coach Adam Schrager and Fort Lee, with 5:53 remaining here in the third quarter, sensing that Old Tappan might be going on a bit of a run here in the last couple of moments. Back-to-back baskets by the senior center, Ryan Wu, has pulled Old Tappan back to within 9 at 32-23. Fort Lee's defense, again, second consecutive game that they've held an opponent to only 19 points in the first half. They did that against Mahwah on Tuesday night and led by 5 at the break. The problem was that in the second half, they allowed 31 points. And that allowed Mahwah to come from behind and produce a 50-45 victory. So Fort Lee's first half was brilliant. Yet again, defensively, offensively as well, they put up 32 points. It's a case of keeping your foot on the gas, though, and making those necessary adjustments at halftime as well, as Old Tappan trying to pull back in this game as they trail 32-23. Trailed by 11 at the break. Old Tappan managed to only play 6 total games with that COVID-shortened season a season ago. No strangers to playing here at East Gymnasium. They finished 4th in the 2019 Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. The tournament that was eventually won by Kennedy. Full court pressure broken. That leads to the open 3 in the corner, and the high arcing 3 finally falls for Devin Jang. He was online with his 3-point attempts in the first half, but he left them short with air balls. He had some legs underneath that one. Old Tappan attacking the rim. They'll draw the foul inside against Fort Lee. But the Bridgemen in control here by 12, 35-23 on the 6th made 3 of the game for Fort Lee. That foul will be charged against Xavier Martinez. That'll be his second, team's second of this second half. As Ryan Wu will miss that foul shot. Wu with both of the baskets in the second half for the Golden Knights of Northern Valley Old Tappan. Goes 1 of 2 with that stretch at the line. That'll give him 7 points. He's been the offensive catalyst in this second stanza. Ogadegbe going coast to coast, avoiding the charge attempt and laying it up and in. He's got a game-high 11 for Fort Lee. Up and under move by Derek Cole could not match the finish on the other side of the floor. Jump ball situation. And possession arrow will keep the possession here for Old Tappan. Frankie Derek Cole leading Old Tappan with 9 points in the game, all 9 coming in the first half. Trying to open his scoring account in the second stanza. Rotated out to the far side corner. Here's Josh Lim. Derek Cole, watched by Jang, comes off the screen, getting it up top. Now to Wu. Mayer feeding to Derek Cole inside, and he'll kiss it off the glass and get his first made basket of the second half. 11 points here in the game now for Frankie Derek Cole. Jang picking up his dribble, pulls up for the jumper, left it short, fighting for the rebound. Gakian, and that leads to the extra opportunity, and a 2-pointer swished home by Martinez. Credit the work by Gakian of tapping that offensive rebound out to Martinez in the far side for the uncontested jumper. 40-26, the lead for Fort Lee. There's Derek Cole, cutting through the heart of the defense to lay it in quickly. 4 points in the second half for Derek Cole. Derek Cole with 13 in the game, and there's an offensive foul whistled for the 4th time tonight against Fort Lee. Derek Cole drawing the offensive foul against Isaiah Stang, and for Isaiah Stang, that is his 3rd personal foul. So again, that is what is in the defensive arsenal for this Old Tappan side. They do not have the size to be shot blockers. Instead, they move their feet, and they predicate their defense and their help defense on drawing charges. They've done that successfully 4 times here tonight. And Fort Lee's got to make those adjustments based on how aggressively they've been playing. So now a timeout taken on the floor as Fort Lee and Northern Valley Old Tappan going at it. 40-28 the lead right now for the Bridgemen. And as we've made mention a couple times here tonight, to the Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. I'll remind you fans that you can watch each and every game of that tournament here on Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. We will be broadcasting all 12 games from the tournament, including all 3 of Fort Lee's games, beginning on December 27th, 28th, and then the championship day on the 30th. So again, reminder to join us for the Jack Riley Holiday Tournament coming up on December 27th through the 30th here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Should be a good one with an 8-team field. First game for Fort Lee is going to be against Secaucus at 5:30, and you'll be again able to see all the games live and on demand for free here on YouTube. Dan Long, Dimitri Nanis, glad that you could join us for this second home game of the boys basketball season here from Fort Lee. Out of the timeout, here's a high arcing three, no good. Ogadekbi sails high for the rebound. Baseball pass down the far side. Here's transition jumper again. Martinez is feeling it. This time, a three-pointer for the senior. Martinez with his second three of the game. He's got 8 off the bench. Haney going wildly to the rim. Again, he loves the contact. Missed it. Missed the second attempt. Fights for the loose ball. He's a bull in a china shop. As now it's going to be a loose ball situation, a tie-up on the floor. Possession arrow would give the ball over to Fort Lee. So good hustle by both sides. But again, Fort Lee coming out with the possession. 3:17 left to go in the third quarter. The Bridgman in control, 43-28. That time a turnover forced, though, by Old Tappan. Derek Cole, the beneficiary. He's got 6 points here in the third quarter alone, 15 in the game to lead the way for the Golden Knights. And a double dribble violation whistled. So they're going to say that a timeout is being granted to Coach Schrager before the official double dribble was going to be called by the referee on the near side closest to the play. So a bailout there for Fort Lee as they looked like they were about to commit a second consecutive turnover. After Old Tappan kind of surprised Fort Lee by putting on the full court pressure. Fort Lee is again trying to win for the first time here at home this season. They opened up with 2 consecutive road games, lost at Riverdale, but won decisively against Harrison. Then they lost a tough one where they were leading almost wire to wire against Mawa. The Thunderbirds had an answer late, scoring the game's final 8 uncontested points. Now Fort Lee trying to defeat Old Tappan here and level their record on the season at 2-2. Under 3 minutes now left to go here in the third quarter, and there is a turnover as we're just trying to get things sorted out with the camera system here at East Gymnasium. A turnover does happen for Fort Lee on the near baseline. Out of the timeout, so they could not deny what was inevitably going to happen. Again, we're just trying to sort out the camera system here, folks, as it froze up on us. I'll describe everything as it's going on. Now we get the camera back and going, and it leads to a three-pointer the other way for Old Tappan. Josh Lim knocking down his first made 3 of the game. And Old Tappan now going on a run, getting back to within 10. 5 straight points for the Golden Knights. They turn it over again. And there's Lim bodying the contact, and one opportunity for Josh Lim. Lim with 5 straight points of his own. And Fort Lee's 15-point lead has now been reduced down to 8 with 2:15 left to go here in the third. Lim can't complete the three-point play that time, missing the foul shot. He's been 0 for 3 from the line. Gakian a little out of control with a layup attempt to the right side. Now that leads to a breakout the other way. Lim with a little bit of cherry picking going on, and he'll knock down the layup. 9 points in the game for Josh Lim, who's exploded for the last 7 unanswered in this game. Martinez, high arcing 3, got it! Xavier Martinez, his 3rd three-pointer of the game. And Fort Lee trying to wrestle back control in this one. After Old Tappan has now found easy work of the defense. Aiden Haney with his first main basket of the night. He's got 6, 46-39. Ogadegbe's shot off the mark. Martinez doing a good job of curling that off the backside of Ryan Wu, and that allows possession to stay here with Fort Lee with 1:22 remaining in the quarter, 46-39. So after they had put the defensive clamps on Ultaban in the first half, it's kind of the same story from the last game. The opponents making their adjustments at halftime and now finding more success offensively. Zhang, quick trigger, he knocks it down! It may be cold outside. It is blisteringly hot now in here as both teams starting to light it up offensively. Zhang with 2 3-pointers made here in the second half. He's quickly got 8. Here's Ogadegbe. Avoiding the contact, not going to be called for a charge there. Left the layup, though, short. And now Ogadegbe is going to get called for the reach-in foul. Ogadegbe will pick up his 3rd personal foul. That is going to be the 5th team foul already against Fort Lee, so Ultaban's going to be in a good position with 56 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter to maybe take some foul shots for the majority of the 4th quarter. Only 1 foul charge against Ultaban. 10-point lead for the Bridgemen. Inside, there goes Haney, a hard contested shot, but the junior manages to get it to fall. 8 points in the game for number 1. 49-41 the lead for Fort Lee. They led by 11 at the break. They've led by as many as 15 in the quarter. Now Ogadegbe's pass, that kind of betrayed him. Trying to go cross court with it to Zhang, who was lurking in that far side corner. Actually hit into the net. And with that, that deflected it out of bounds for a turnover. Once Ultaban has gone to the full court pressure, that has really sped up Fort Lee and made things uncomfortable for the Bridgemen. They have coughed it up a lot of times here late in the 3rd quarter, allowing Ultaban to get back into this game. Haney maybe took an extra step there, got away with it. Derek Cole's 3 no good. Gakian with a big rebound secured. Stang unaware of how much time is left. Ogadegbe from 3, no good. Just got it off in time. It would have counted. And after an exciting conclusion to that 3rd quarter, Fort Lee will take a 49-41 lead into the start of the 4th. Stick around as we'll see an exciting conclusion to this one coming up on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. It was a 30-19 lead for Fort Lee at the break, and both teams have gotten their offensive legs in the second half. Ultaban scored 22 points in that 3rd quarter alone after being held to 19 total the first 2 quarters of play. But they only outscored Fort Lee by 3 points in the quarter, so they will trail 49-41 heading into the start of the 4th quarter here. Dan Long, so glad that he could join us on our Fort Lee broadcast. Fort Lee 49-41 on top of Ultaban. Frankie Derricole leading the way, 15 points in the game for Ultaban. Bem Ogadegbe and Xavier Martinez with 11 points apiece for the Bridgemen. Getting balanced scoring here tonight. Here's Haney. Haney's been that physical player attacking in a cutter towards the rim. He's not really known for his outside shot. Again, neither team with a lot of size here in this game. And this time, Haney is going to be whistled for the offensive foul. He tried to hook around on the baseline. That will be only the 2nd team foul against Ultaban in the second half. Here comes that pressure on the full court. Now for Ultaban. Stang and Fort Lee have to be calm, cool, and collected here. Gakian breaks the pressure. Jang trying to fit that one inside, but off the hands of Garcia. Another turnover forced by Northern Valley Oltapan's D. Haney thought about the uncontested three, instead thinks better of it. Gives it off to his teammates. Here's Derek Cole. Pick and roll inside, and that time Ryan Wu's shot is deflected away and denied. Good recovery defense inside by Fort Lee. Coming up on a minute gone by in the fourth quarter. Still an 8-point lead, 49-41 for the Bridgmen. Devin Jang has come alive in the outside shot, tries the up and under layup attempt. No good, but Garcia cleans it up on the glass and lays it in. His third basket of the game for Garcia, the big man for the Bridgmen. And Fort Lee back on top by double digits, 51-41. Josh Lim, number 10, came alive in that third quarter to get Oltapan back in this game. Could they get him back as a scoring option? Ogadegbe in the open floor. He's one of three different Fort Lee players playing with 3 fouls in the game. Isaiah Stang really has not been that much of a factor. 6 points in this game, all coming in the first half. Ogadegbe to Gakian. Here's Stang. Watched by Derek Cole. Ogadegbe stops. Looks for an outlet, finds it to Jang. Jang tipped it out, could not get to it. Derek Cole diving on the floor for it. And they're going to award a timeout on the play, the hustle play for Oltapan's Frankie Derek Cole. He dove on it, called for the timeout, and the referee right there awarded the possession and the timeout on the play to Oltapan. So it's those little plays, those winning type plays Frankie Derek Cole is making here tonight. 15 points in the game to lead the charge in offense for the Golden Knights, and now he wins back possession for his team here in the fourth quarter. And Oltapan will next host Bergenfield on January 4th. Not sure if they're going to be playing in a holiday tournament, as that was not on their online schedule. While Fort Lee will be playing and hosting the 2021 Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. You could watch that entire tournament, every game, here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel beginning on Monday, December 27th. So out of the timeout, 2 minutes gone by now here in the fourth quarter. Oltapan trying to charge back. Derek Cole got that deflected, last touch off of Fort Lee defensively, so possession of the inbounds will be under the rim now for the Golden Knights. Down by 10. They've trailed by as many as 15 in the second half. Jang with the interception. Good job of reading the eyes of Lim. Double team comes to Jang, but he gives it right back. Was jumping in the air with the pass and did not see anyone coming. Here's a turnover leading to the layup attempt, but the missed layup there by Ryan Wu. Oh, that could be costly for Oltapan. They got to make most of those opportunities. Here's Gakian for three in the corner. No good. He thought he had it. He was running back on defense already. Here's a three. It was a response in the corner. No good. Derek Cole skying high over. Jang will draw the contact and will head to the foul line, stopping the clock in the process with 5:15 remaining. And Frankie Derek Cole to the line, shooting a pair. He is 4 for 4 from the charity stripe here tonight. That time, Derek Cole, who's listed at 5'11", just simply out-jumped Devin Jang, the 5'9" sophomore. As Derek Cole continues his brilliant shooting at the foul line, 5 for 5 tonight, 16 points in the contest. Back to a 9-point lead now for Fort Lee. Make it 8 as Derek Cole now with 17 in the game. So Derek Cole picking up right where he left off in the last game. He scored 18 against Fairlawn, now 17 here tonight against Fort Lee. Mayer was trying to draw the charge. Instead, it was a no call on the flop. Ogadegbe getting past his defender as he blew past Evan Brooks, and Brooks is going to be called for the reach-in foul. Only the third team foul against Oltapan here in the second half. Fort Lee with 6 team fouls. That means foul shots the rest of the game, no matter the shot or the foul here for Oltapan. That foul against Evan Brooks, his first. Ogadegbe with 11 points in the game. He's that do-everything star for Fort Lee. Outstanding defender and facilitator. Tonight being more of a scorer. Jang for three. No good. Gakian crashing the offensive glass again. Here's Ogadegbe. He knocks it down from three. 14 points in the game for Bem Ogadegbe. That shot left short. Skying for his own miss was Derek Cole. Could not bring it down. Open floor opportunity. Here comes the layup in transition for Greg Garcia. Back to a 13-point lead now for Fort Lee at 56-43 as we're coming up on the midway point of the fourth quarter. Fort Lee red hot from three-point range in tonight's game. They have knocked down 8 three-pointers, and speaking of three-pointers, Tappan with a three of their own. 56-46. Ogadegbe over to Devin Jang. There's Ogadegbe back to Jang. Patient offense. Gakian open for three. No good. He's been on with his shot attempts, just they have not been able to fall. 56-46, 3:27 left to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Can Fort Lee learn from their mistakes against Mahwah earlier in the week and finish this one off and get to the promised land for a win? They led late in that game, but then surrendered the last 8 points of the contest to lose by 5. Nice floater finish there by Derek Cole. Derek Cole trying to make sure that Tappan fights back in this one. Here's Isaiah Stang, give and go. And that was a beautiful finish inside by Gakian. What about that feed by Isaiah Stang? Had an opportunity at a floater himself. Passed that up for a better shot for a teammate, unselfishly finding Rafi Gakian, who gets it in for his first made basket since the first quarter. 7 in the game now for Gakian. Make it 8 now as he puts on the foul shot. That's a big basket to give the lead back to 11. Here's a corner three. Gakian trying to line up the rebound. Squirts free. Last touch off of Derek Cole. And the massive humanity that fell around Gakian. And now it's going to be possession for Fort Lee. It was actually last touch off of Barnea. Number 4 is coming to the game. 59-48. Here comes the full court pressure again. And this time a reach-in foul against Haney. He thought he had got an all ball there as Gakian was close to losing it again. But it is going to be a foul whistled against Tappan. That is going to be team foul number 4. Correction, number 5. With 2:42 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Stang, dangerous pass to Gakian. Now to Garcia. Fort Lee has the time on their side. They don't have to throw dangerous passes here. As Gakian getting around the defense of Drew Mayer. And after there was a big foul discrepancy for most of the second half, now it's 6 fouls apiece for both teams. So that means foul shots the rest of the way on every ensuing foul in this game. 2:28 left to go in the fourth quarter. Fort Lee trying to win at home for the first time this year. Great hustle play there by Aiden Haney of Tappan. Got the first carom and then deflected it last touch off of Garcia to win possession back for his team. 59-48. Time running short here for Tappan. So they have enough of a run here late in the game to come back within striking distance. Derek Cole up top to Brooks. Brooks stops and pops and throws it over to Derek Cole on the left baseline. The floater finishes good. 21 points in the game now for Frankie Derek Cole. 59-50. Again, the full court pressure that Fort Lee has struggled with. Getting it down the floor to Garcia. Garcia patiently lets the defender fly by him for the easy layup. 10 points now for Greg Garcia. 6 coming here in the second half, all in the fourth quarter. 61-50. 1:45 and counting now left to go in the fourth. Tappan taking a lot of time in this possession here. Trying to force feed that one inside. That leads to the turnover. Stang with possession, and he'll draw the bumping foul, and that'll send Isaiah Stang to the line, shooting 1-1 with 92 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter of play. That'll be the 7th team foul of the game against Northern Valley Old Tappan, and will send Isaiah Stang to the line, an 88% foul shooter coming into today's action. Stang looking for his first points of the second half. He swishes home the first foul shot opportunity. Give him 7 points in the game. He's 2 for 2 at the line. Stang coming off an 11-point performance against Mahwah earlier this week here at home. Leaves it short there, 1 of 2, but the offensive rebound by Garcia. Stang wisely takes it out, burns a little more time, and drifts up and under the defense. Stang with 9 points in the game, 14-point lead for Fort Lee. Old Tappan in trouble right now. Stang active in the passing lane as well, getting the deflection, getting helped up by his teammates. He's doing all the little things late in this game. 9 points in the game now for Stang. Balanced scoring effort by the Bridgemen here tonight. Garcia with 10, Jang with 8, Stang with 9. Martinez with 11 off the bench. Ogadegbe leading the charge with 14, and Gakian with 8 as well for Fort Lee, who are 1-11 away from securing their first win here at East Gymnasium in this 2021-2022 regular season. So Old Tappan went on their run. Fort Lee had the answer late in the third quarter, took an 8-point lead with them here into the fourth quarter, and have extended that lead now to 14 at 64-50. Most points scored in the game so far this season for the Bridgemen. They scored 60 in their lopsided 60-22 win against Harrison back on December 18th. Now a season best 64 here today against Northern Valley Old Tappan. Most points allowed in a game this year by the Golden Knights, as they allowed 58 in a 10-point loss against Ridgewood in their season opener last week. So Old Tappan up against it here against Fort Lee, trying to defend their home court. Time running out on a comeback attempt. Haney doing a good job of lulling the defense to sleep, drew the contact as he was going up to the rim. Fort Lee was upset. They thought they had cleanly blocked it. Nice timing play out of the timeout by Aiden Haney and Old Tappan. And Haney will stop the clock and work his wonders at the line. Ogadegbe picking up his 4th foul of the contest. Haney has been solid at the line, a perfect 5 for 5, 9 points in the game now for the junior. Remains perfect. 6 for 6, 64-52, coming up on the final minute of regulation. Ogadegbe getting double teamed, up top to Gakian. Gakian looking for an outlet, and the foul is administered on number 44. So the 6'3 senior, Rafi Gakian, will head to the line, shooting 1-1. 8th team foul. Kind of surprised that Old Tappan didn't try to administer that foul even a little quicker once he got into the hands of Gakian. 1 for 1 at the line here tonight. Missing that one. Races after his own miss. There's the hustle play by Gakian. And a timeout also called by Fort Lee with 52.7 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. So he missed the front end of the 1-1, but he made amends with that hustle play. That's what Rafi Gakian is really all about. He's that type of glue guy for Coach Adam Schrager's side. He is a 6'3 senior who is routinely having to go up against post players that may be bigger in size and stature, but not when it comes to the category of heart and hustle. As Rafi Gakian does all those little things that a coach loves. He's had a nice performance here tonight. 8 points on offense. He averages 4.3 points per game. He's more of a rebounder, more of a guy that draws the charges and does those little small things that lead to wins, but he's chipped in 8 points as well here tonight. He scored the first 5 points of the game and then was riddled with fouls in the first half. He picked up 3, but he has done a nice job of staying out of foul trouble, still with only 3 fouls in this game. 52.7 seconds left to go in regulation. Old Tappan trying to draw the 5-second call. They get it inside to Ogadegbe in the corner, and a pushing foul from behind is going to be whistled against Drew Mayer. That'll stop the clock and will once again send Fort Lee, to the line shooting 1-1 with the 19th foul against the Golden Knights. Second foul against Mayer. Ogadegbe gets all of the iron and rolls it in. 15 points in the game now for number 31. Ogadegbe's second one. Doesn't get the shooter's roll that time as that rattles in and out. 65-52 lead. Derricole floats that one-handed, missing. Missed the follow-up attempt as well. Stang wrestles away the loose ball, and a bumping foul is going to be charged against Old Tappan, and that will send Fort Lee to the line, now shooting 2 the rest of the way, as that will be the 10th team foul against Old Tappan, and will be double bonus for the remaining 40.1 seconds of the game. Isaiah Stang trying to get to double digits in this game, and he does, knocking down the first foul shot. 10 points in the game, 4 of which have come here in the fourth quarter. 3 for 3 at the line. Make it 4 for 4. 11 points in the game. A balanced scoring effort by the Bridgemen. 67-52. This ties the largest advantage of the game. And Haney again drives right aggressively to the rim and draws the contact in the process with 33.2 seconds left. And that will be the 5th and final foul against Bem Ogadegbe for Fort Lee. So Ogadegbe, who has a game-high 15 points for the Bridgemen, he has fouled out of this game. Now, Aiden Haney trying to continue his run of success at the line, and there's the broadcaster jinx. As soon as I bring up how he's been perfect, rolls off the rim there with his first miss. 6 for 7 at the line here tonight. And that time, airballs the second. So it might be just a case of tired legs here late in the game. And he's been on the floor for the entirety of this game. 33.2 seconds left to go. Gakian looking for an outlet. Gets it inside to Jang, and Jang gets fouled. As the parade of fouls continues here late in the fourth quarter. And that'll send Fort Lee the other way for 2 more foul shots. With 31.4 seconds left to go in our contest. Good officiating going on here. Might have been some words being exchanged between players. Now the official trying to talk to Jang and calm him down. As Jang rattles in the foul shot. Jang with 9 points in the game, trying to become another Bridgeman in double figures, and he does just that. 10 points in the game for the sophomore Devin Jang. Derricole across the middle. Off the back iron, no good. Rashes the offensive glass. Put back also missing wide. 20 seconds left to go in the game, and another rough foul. And now things starting to get heated between a couple of the players from both sides, and hopefully cooler heads will prevail. With 19 seconds left to go in the contest, you don't want any woofing. You don't want anything that can mar what has been a great game here between two sides. Again, the official talking things over with Devin Jang. And again, that's what you want from an official. This is a veteran side, again, that tries to calm everyone down, kind of keep everything under control between coaches and players, even fans here. So with 19 seconds left to go, I think they're going to sort out everything. Again, there was a big pushing and shoving in that far right corner. We're kind of blind with our vantage point of what was going on. So we'll see how everything is going to be sorted out here, but Fort Lee is well on their way to picking up their first win at home this season. In control by 17 right now over Northern Valley Old Tappan, 69-52. Devin Jang will head back to the charity stripe. He is 4 for 5 from the foul line today. Knocks it down, 11 points in the game now for Devin Jang. Had a season best 15 against Riverdale. Now with his 2 made foul shots, 12 points in this game. So now Derek Cole will shoot 2 shots the other way after a technical. Derek Cole has been money at the line. 7 for 7. And now 8 for 8 in this game, 71-54. Derek Cole with 23 right now in what would be a losing effort on the road for Old Tappan. Coming up on the final 10 seconds of the game. Into the corner it goes, Lim working around, feeding it inside, curling inside, missed shot. Garcia wrestling for the loose ball. And they're going to say last touch off of Old Tappan. And only 2.6 seconds remaining before celebration begin. And Fort Lee, a very impressive performance here at home, a balanced effort as the Bridgemen even their record at 2-2 on the season with a final score of 71-54. They are victorious over Northern Valley Old Tappan. Old Tappan with the defeat will fall to 1-2 on the season, while Fort Lee with a victory will even their record at 2-2 on the year. And again, they will be back in action here at home on Monday, December 27th, as they will take on Sea Caucus in the first game of the 2021 Jack Riley Holiday Tournament. As, again, we will be bringing you every game, not just the Fort Lee games, but every single game of the 12 games of that 3-day event beginning on December 27th, as Fort Lee was led by the efforts of Bem Ogadegbe's 15 points in the game. He was one of several different players for Fort Lee that finished in double figures. Xavier Martinez had 11, Isaiah Stang with 11, Devin Jang with 12, and Greg Garcia also chipped in 10. So again, the final score here from East Gymnasium, Fort Lee 71, Northern Valley Old Tappan 54. For my producer, Dimitri Nanis, I'm Dan Long saying so long from Fort Lee, and have a very Merry Christmas. We'll see you after the break for the holiday tournament on the 27th. Take care, everybody.